Anyway, let's talk here about the back and forth today in and around banning certain people from certain countries and certain areas because they shouldn't come into the country. Why? Because from where they come is controlled by a terrorist. Nick, it seems to have come from somewhere. In the draft folder of Susan Lee's emails before she was out the door, Taylor not throwing it under the bus but not putting his arms around it either. So we're sort of wrestling with smoke here. But what would you think about some level of discrimination in our otherwise non-discriminatory immigration program?
Yeah, I think this is a very bad idea, Paul. This is straight out of the Trump playbook. And frankly, I think it's un-Australian. I mean, every country has good and bad people in it. And the idea that good people from a country that has a bad government couldn't come here, I don't think that is very fair. I mean, Australia is full of people who have come here from other nations that had bad governments. You know, my wife's family came here from Greece. They had the fascists and the communists going after each other. What would we not take the Greeks now? Well, think about the Irish. Half of Australia's got an Irish background. They had terrorist organisations operating in Ireland well into the 2000s. We wouldn't have Irish people ever come to this country. So I think it's un-Australian. I think it's a really cheap shot. It's straight out of the Trump playbook, and it should never be the way we do things in this country.
Well, Matt, again, the opposition is not saying that it is the playbook, but apparently it was one Susan Lee was thinking about before she went. Your thoughts on it? And again, what is different than many of the countries and the timelines that were being discussed there is these are often radical Islam hotspots.
Well, I think what has to happen is it has to be horses for courses, and it's got to be in the interests of Australians. And we have already said, and the coalition has said, for example, we wouldn't have taken refugees from Gaza in the last couple of years because there simply was no process established to vet and indicate who was coming to this country. The key thing is we have to have a vetting process. We have to have a process that knows that the people coming here have not committed crimes themselves, not just terrorism, but any other crimes as well. And so where you have parts of the world where there are effectively no states, no governments, no records, no idea where people have come from, I don't see why we should open the doors to those people. There are plenty of people that want to come here, plenty of good people that want to come here. We're taking in far too many people as well, which is quite a separate issue. So there's no need for us to act desperate here and just take whoever comes. So I think it has to be something that's in balance. And sometimes there are going to be places in the world, like Gaza at the moment, where it's just impossible for us to get to the bottom of who these people are, and therefore we shouldn't take them.
Thank you, lads. Do appreciate it. We'll see if there's consensus next week. Some breaking news on the Australians website right now is that there are 11 ISIS bride families which are apparently making their way back to Australia, 34 people in total. They are going to need passports. The kids will need passports. Will the government give it to them?